Welcome. In this brief walkthrough, I'll show you how to create and explore dashboards in Cognos BI. We'll start by building a dashboard, add a couple of visualizations, and finish by applying filters and drill downs. So from the Cognos open menu, we're going to click on New and then select Dashboard. We have to pick a template. I'm going to use the quadrant template, which will work best for our demo today. And then I'm going to click on Create. And we are presented with the interface for the dashboarding tool. And before we place any visualizations or start building this dashboard, we're going to need some data. So we're going to select a data source. And we are going to use the UltiPro content. So we'll go to UltiPro, Delivered Packages. And for today, we're going to use the My Employees package. So we'll click on Add, and the package will load with information about my employees, including demographic data and other subject areas like pay, benefits, employee documents, etc. Okay, so I'd like to create two visualizations today. In our demo, the first one is going to be a count of employees by gender, and then we'll build a second visualization that shows the employee count by ethnicity. So for the first one, we're going to go down to the visualizations gallery and select the pie chart, and I'm going to drop that on the canvas. As you can see, this pie chart visualization has two drop zones. One of them is for the size of the slices of the pie chart, and one for the segments that are going to make up those slices. So for the segments, we're going to grab the employee gender, and we'll find that in the personal area under EEO, and we'll pick gender and drop that onto the segments drop zone. And then for the number of employees, we are going to grab the employee number and drop that into the size. And what BI is going to do here is that it is going to actually, instead of displaying the employee number, it's going to do a count because it knows we want to do a visualization. So once it has a chance to render, we'll see our visualization here showing the count of employees by gender. And from here, we can tell that we have 18 employees that are male and 10 employees that are female. Okay. All right. For the second visualization, we are going to drag a bar chart this time, and I'm going to drop that on the canvas. And similar to the pie chart, the bar chart has multiple drop zones, one for color, one for bars, and one for the length of the bars. Okay, so I'm going to drag the ethnicity again from the EEO section right here and drop that into the bars area. For the length, we're going to use the employee number again, and we'll drop that into the length area. And now the visualization is rendered, showing us a breakout by ethnicity and the count of the number of employees we have in each of those groupings. As you can see, all the bars are one color, and we can customize the visualization by assigning a different color to each of the segments. In order to do that, we'll go back to ethnicity again from the EEO section and drag that on top of the visualization and drop it in the color drop zone. And now we'll update the visualization with each segment having its own color. I'm going to place this visualization. I had placed it originally randomly on the canvas, but since I want to use it in that top right quadrant, I will drag it in there and drop it into that zone. And now Cognos will automatically expand that to fill in the area. Okay, so we have a simple dashboard that we will be able to build in less than 5 minutes. It has two visualizations, and one showing the employee count by gender, and the other one is showing employee count by ethnicity. Okay. One thing I'd like to note here and highlight is that these visualizations are automatically interactive. So if I click on one of the pie segments, for example, the second visualization will update and refresh with updated counts, showing you the ethnicity by gender for the female grouping. And if I click on the other one for males, you'll notice the visualization on the right-hand side refreshes automatically. So that's built into the Cognos. It has a basic understanding of the underlying data and understands the relationship between the different data items that you use on your dashboard. Okay. Now let's add a filter to our dashboard. Currently, we are displaying data related to all the employees. But if we wanted to only show related data to active employees, we can do that by dragging the employment status data item to the filters panel onto the dashboards. So I'm going to turn on the filters panel right here, and this opens up the filter area, and we can go back up to our data for employment status and drop that into the filter here. And now we're presented with the option to pick active or terminated or all of the employees. So you can choose depending on what information you want to display. So I'll select only active employees and click on done. And now the whole dashboard is filtered but for only active employees. If you recall, we had 28 employees total, 17 of them are active. And basically the pie chart updated with that count, as well as the ethnicity visualization also. Okay. One other thing I want to show you real quick is the ability to create drill downs. And those are easy to set up right in the dashboard itself. So I'll navigate to navigation paths and click on the plus sign to create a new navigation path. And what that does is it lets you traverse hierarchies in your data, and you can go from one area to another relatively easily. So in our example here, we're going to be wanting to drill down from gender down to ethnicity for that particular group that we have selected. So we'll go back to our personal area, go down to EEO and grab gender. So that'll be our starting point. And then we are going to go and grab ethnicity so that we can drill down on ethnicity from gender. And once we do that, we click OK. And now to demonstrate that, let's say, for example, I'll go to the female group in my pie chart and right click, and I have the option to drill down. Okay, so now my visualization will update and will show you the breakdown of the 6 employees that are females, 4 of which are not specified, 1 of which is Hispanic or Latino, and then the other one is white. And I can also drill up by hitting back and do the same thing for the 11 male employees, right click and drill down. And now you get the breakout for that side of the population. Okay, nice feature to have, and you can have multiple levels of that drill down ability and drill up ability. Obviously, we're showing the same relative information here, but if you had other drill down paths, you can actually create those as well, and you can use them to traverse different hierarchies of information. Finally, let's format these visualizations to display our employee counts as percentages instead of numbers. And we can easily do that from the properties pane. So I will click on my pie chart and then open up the properties panel here, navigate to the properties for this visualization, and under chart, if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's an option here for display percentage. And you'll see if I turn that on, the 11 and the 6 will turn to percentages. And now they are refreshed and showing me that 64.7% of my population is male and 35.3% is female. And I can do the same thing for this visualization. It's just going to be a slightly different approach. So I will select that visualization and then apply the properties to it as well. In this instance, we want to first turn on the show value labels. So we'll turn that on. As you can see, the BI in the dashboard is showing us the employee count for each one of those. And now we can turn on that value. Instead of showing the value, we can show the percentage. And I'll pick value of percentage of color. And that is showing you now the 5.9%, 5.9%, 41%, and 47.1%. Okay. And if I just wanted to see the percentage of color and not just the value, I can also do that. And now I can see the percentages here, which kind of makes sense since we already have the counts. Okay. All right. One other thing we'd like to do here, instead of showing tab 1, we'd like to change the title. So I'm going to click on tab 1 and click on edit title. And we're going to show employee count by gender and ethnicity. And click OK. So now we've labeled that tab as well. It's a little bit more descriptive rather than tab 1 and tab 2, etc. Okay. Before finishing, I'm going to switch to presentation mode, which lets you do a full screen viewing and give you a glimpse of what the end users that are using this dashboard will see. So we'll do that by clicking on the preview mode here and switch it from edit mode to presentation mode. And now we have our dashboard, again, live and interactive, with filtering the information based on what we click on. And I can come in here and click on the Asian population, and you can see 100% of my Asian population is male. And if I click on white, it's broken out by 87.5% male and 12.5% female. So all the visualizations are all interactive naturally as part of the dashboard. And then I can turn on the filters panel as well and select both active and terminated employees. And now you can see the numbers update accordingly as well to reflect the actual filter there. And that's a quick demo of dashboards in Cognos Analytics. We created visualizations, we added filters, we explored data using drill downs, and finally we did some formatting. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time.